other sort of extraordinary creation in this play, unlike anyone else in the canon, and that's Caliban, who also has a relationship that's very intimate with Prospero, similar to Ariel, but in a sort of completely opposite and different way.
Yeah, so the islanders, as we call them in our rehearsal, are, before Prospero comes to the island, there's Caliban. Caliban is the son of a so-called witch who was at one point banished to the island and since had died, leaving her child, who was probably not fully grown at that time at all. Ariel, according to the script, was the servant to this witch and was confined into a tree. And when Prospero arrived at the island, he found this native islander at that point, and he found Ariel, and he released Ariel, and over time, he starts educating Caliban, and something happens, and a rift is formed, and so then he makes a slave of him. And it is, it's an extraordinary role because, as everyone knows well, Caliban, the uneducated or lesser educated slave, is given the most beautiful language in the play. Caliban speaks almost entirely in verse, for example, and he says right away, "You taught me language, and my only profit from it is that I know how to curse." And then he launches into an elaborate, incredibly virtuosic curse. So I'm very intrigued by the character. The other interesting thing about Caliban is that he's forced to spend most of his time in the play with the clowns. And the two clowns, who are a butler and a jester, who are also affiliated with the royal party, they wash ashore in this tempest. And to me, they are the sort of anarchic spirit of comedies.